University of Charleston. A record crowd serves as the backdrop. Statewide bragging rights are on the line. It's West Virginia and it's Marshall. It's next on ESPN+.
Fala galera, jogo começando, de novo a gente pegou a transmissão que o galera da Marcha conseguiu esse link, é a transmissão da ESPN, eles já estão em campo, mostraram um pouco antes aí para quem não viu o início, estádio tá lotado, recorde de lotação do estádio da Marshall, então vai ser uma partida legal de acompanhar. Vou soltar, só também como informação, durante o intervalo eu vou trazer o coach Rafa já foi assistente coach da Marshall, conhece todo mundo que tá aí, e vai comentar o jogo com a gente também. Então vou deixar rolando a introdução e já a gente volta. Valeu? Abraço aí para todo mundo. Não sei quem tá assistindo. Comenta aí quem tá assistindo. Pai, família, enfim. Como que tá tudo pra gente ver a transmissão. Eles estão anunciando os jogadores. Anunciou já o Pedro Dolabella. Agora o goleiro, o alemão. E lembrando, galera, que esse jogo é muito importante para ranqueamento também, para quem está acompanhando o college como futuro atleta, como entusiasta também. Atualmente, a West Virginia é número 4 do país e a Marshall número 6 do ranking. Então, uma vitória da Marshall praticamente garante que no próximo ranqueamento ela vai estar acima da West Virginia. Fechado? Vou soltar aí o hino e já a gente volta.
Back on ESPN Plus, let's take a look at how these sides will line up. We'll start with the 4th-ranked team in the nation, the West Virginia Mountaineers. It'll be Stephen Tekeski in net, the 5th-year senior from Raymore, Missouri. Thiessen on the back line will be joined by Gracia, Kevin Morris, the 5th-year senior, and Frederick Jorgensen, the freshman back from Denmark. In the middle, Pau Jimenez Albelda leads the way, along with Luke McCormick, Ike Swigger up front. Swigger notched that match winner last year in Morgantown for the Mountaineers. Also up front with Swigger, the native of West Virginia. Joining him will be Joran Popovic. As for Marshall in net, Ali Simla. 11 clean sheets last season. 0 so far on the year. Marshall do have 1 clean sheet to their credit. It was achieved last match. They blanked Bowling Green. However, Simla had to miss that due to a red card. Dos Santos on the back line with Jan-Erik Leinhost, Gabriel Alves, and Colin Moss-Eunice. The traditional 4 across the back for skipper Chris Grassi and his Thundering Herd. Milo Yosef, aforementioned in our open, scored what proved to be the match winner against the Mountaineers in the NCAA tournament in this facility 2 years ago. Up front, Vinicius Fernandez, Marshall's leading goal scorer this season in the midfield, along with Pedro Dolabella, Joao Souza, the native of Brazil, the junior, also up front, along with Omagico, Vitor Diaz, as the 2 longtime friends meet up one last time before we get things underway. I had a chance to chat with
Ó, e a
second-year
torcida
head
da
coach
Marshall
Daniel
tá
Stratford
alta, bom
earlier
pra
in the
entrar no
week.
clima.
He
Eles
said all
devem ter
week
deixado
long,
algum
he and
microfone
Chris
lá,
Brassey
mas
have been
tá
texting
fera.
each other,
Dos brasileiros titulares
ribbing
estão o
each other a little
Gabriel,
bit.
Pedro
But he
Dolabella, o
said once this
João, o
match kicks
Vini
off,
e o Vitor
that
Dias.
ends.
Os 5 brasileiros estão de titular, então um jogo bom aí pra gente ver. E no intervalo trago aí o coach Rafa. Vou deixar soltar hoje
Brassey,
mais
two-time
solta a
coach of the year in
transmissão pra
Conference
gente
USA.
aproveitar o clima
The
da
only man in
torcida e
Marshall's
tudo mais.
program
Quando
history to
tiver
do
coisas
that, a
pontuais,
45-24
a
and 10
gente volta aí.
overall mark.
Mandar um abraço
Our
pro
man in
Caio,
charge
Maurício, que
today,
estão aí.
Bradley Jordan, the head
Comecei o
official,
jogo.
and we are off and running here in this 24th edition of the Mountain State Derby, live from Huntington, West Virginia. Players tumbling all over each other. Marshall in the traditional vertical striped green and white kits. West Virginia in the all-road blue.
Galera, e como é transmissão da ESPN, eles vão ter replay e outras câmeras, mas essa câmera principal que está um pouco de longe, se quiserem botar um full screen, bota na TV que vai ajudar, porque realmente está de longe, é bom para ver esquema tático, mas também, até por isso eu não vou ficar entrando muito aqui, beleza?
Play a ball through and forward. It was Schneider with the interception. Max Schneider, the reigning Conference USA Defensive Player of the Week. Thundering Herd allowed just 1 goal in 2 matches last week. A 4-1 win on the road at Johnson City, Tennessee against East Tennessee State, and then the aforementioned clean sheet victory against Receiving Votes Bowling Green, a conference mate of West Virginia, at least for this season. More on that in a bit. They tried to play one through to Milo Yosef. It was behind him. And the 5th-year senior, Stephen Tekeski, will come out and fire it away. Tekeski made a season
E é isso, para quem é novo aqui das
saves
transmissões, já sabe que aqui tem clubismo sim, a gente tá
during the
torcendo
spring
pra Marshall,
campaign
então
and that
se vier a
1-0
galera da
victory
aposta
over
aí do
Marshall.
Sporting Bet torcer pro o número 4, não, aqui a galera torce pra
And they
Marshall.
flick a long ball forward. They wanted Souza, and a good job there by Aaron Dengracia, the senior from Mannheim, Germany, stepping up with the interception. That's the name of the game. Forward to the captain now, Pau Jimenez Albelda from Barcelona, Spain. All MAC second-team selection back in the spring. Expect somewhat of a feeling out process between these sides, at least for the first couple of minutes, as they try to stretch the pitch again. This time it's Gabriel Alves, the fullback. Mike Swigger had it, gives it up to Jimenez Albelda. And again, Tekeski will try to stretch things out. That one, Aaron sails out past the near touch line, and Alves will have the throw in. Gabriel Alves, the senior sophomore, I should say, from Sao Paulo, Brazil, member of the Conference USA all-freshman team in the spring. Milo Yosef, as he and Diaz tangled up with a pair of Navy shirts. A player is down for the Mountaineers on the near side. And now we will have an injury stoppage from Bradley Jordan, our head referee. That will bring the West Virginia athletics training staff out to check on the injured player. Look there at our official Bradley Jordan. David Curley and Tammy Gilgley are our 2 assistant referees. Mountaineers enter this a nice couple days of rest for West Virginia. Last match played on Friday, September 10th, a 1-0 victory against Ohio State. They played in front of a near-record crowd at Dick Deleck Stadium up in Morgantown, West Virginia. Dan Stratford called it, quote, our most fatigued performance of the season to date. And it looks as though the injured player is helped to his feet and will walk off. Ollikainen, Otto Ollikainen, the native of Helsinki, Finland. Play set to resume off a drop ball here from our official. That 1-0 win for West Virginia in their last match. A third-minute goal from Kevin Morris, the fifth-year senior. That was enough to get the Mountaineers across the finish line. They'll swing it near side now to Alves, as Alves surveys. Can't shake free of Luke McCormick. McCormick, all MAC selection, first team back in the spring, assisted on that Ike Swigger match winner up in Morgantown at Dick Deleck Stadium. And a whistle comes in from the official, foul, and the chippiness has begun early. Olabella comes in with a slight shove there on Ryan Bear, and we'll take a look at the replay of the foul. As play will resume quickly. Diaz tangled up there with Ryan Bear. Schneider with it. Now Diaz in the middle, gives it up to Dolabella. They play Joseph through. Joseph in on goal and goes for goal. Just airmails it wide of the net. First good chance for Marshall, and you see Joseph on his way back down the pitch, a little frustrated with his effort there. Look here at the replay. He nearly outran the defender. A good job there to catch up. I believe that was Bjorn Thiessen, the center back from Kiel, Germany. Good recovery there. Initial burst of speed by Joseph. And now Tedkeski will have the goal kick. Alves wants to play it in the middle. No foul. West Virginia incensed, not happy with the no call there. They would have cut it out. They were looking for Joseph. Now Diaz goes down. Marshall changing the angle of attack now. They'll swing it outside. Joseph weaving through Navy shirts over on that far side. Go back to Colin Masiunas, the Morgantown, West Virginia native. Masiunas, such an interesting story. Came to Marshall as they try to stretch it forward again. This time it's Tedkeski coming out on the top of the box and making the snag. Masiunas, though, such an interesting story because he comes to Marshall, does not attend West Virginia. I remember when I talked to him last year, he said so many of my high school classmates ended up going to WVU. It was weird to come down here, but he's really made a niche for himself down here as they play Swigger through into the box. Swigger wants the cross, blocked out there by Max Schneider. And McCormick there, given up to Olakainen. Now Gracia. Now work it back over to the near side. It finds its way back to Luke McCormick. His defender able to stick a foot in there and disrupt that for the moment, but West Virginia does win it back. Probing here are the Mountaineers, and a sliding challenge comes in. The Duquesne transfer Nathan Dos Santos supplies that. Dos Santos preseason Conference USA Defensive Player of the Year. Swigger, the transfer from Bowling Green, will toss it in. Marshall just trying to clear the lines here, a dangerous area. And Joseph turns it over. Not an ideal area to turn the possession over. Olakainen wants the angle to cross. Marshall will have the throw. Alves will take it deep on this near side. Finds Fernandez. Fernandez in the midst of a career best year. Vinny Fernandez, 4 goals, 3 assists on the campaign so far. As that's out, throw given to the Herd. Eunice now surveys, nowhere to go but back. Finds one of two Marshall captains this evening, Max Schneider, the other Pedro Dolabella. Alves weaving through the midfield. West Virginia have done a good job early on of congesting that midfield. Life is not easy moving there for Marshall. Try to swing it to this near side, looking for Souza. Defender had other ideas. It was Swigger. And now McCormick is dispossessed by Alves. A strong challenge from Alves. Able to win it back for Marshall. Now the Herd on the front foot. Counterattack opportunity for the Herd. Top of the box to Diaz. Now tapped into Yosef. Yosef wanted to play it through the middle, had a man, and a stout defending job there by the left back. Able to disrupt that. West Virginia clears it briefly. A short clearance, though. It does live for Marshall. Dolabella will flick one ahead. And Gracia will just head it out. Bird will have the throw near side. Schneider now back to Alves. After that win on the road against Bowling Green, Marshall fifth-year skipper Chris Grassi said, quote, "They made us work hard for everything. We kept digging and stuck to the game plan. Expect much of the same this evening against a good West Virginia side." Alves now through the middle to Diaz. Toward Diaz, Marshall's first ever first-team All-American back in the spring. Now flicked in toward the box by Schneider. A little behind Souza, who was making his run. Linehouse connects with his fellow German Schneider. Fernandez, again, good defending there from Gracia, the senior. Transfer from Mercy College. Marshall still with it, though, and a shot sent toward net. Little P-roller into the mitts of Stephen Tukeski. Ranks 5th in clean sheets in West Virginia program history as we take a look at the replay of the stop, and Tukeski has his first of the night. Tukeski doing a good job there to hug that near post. And now Herd will have the throw. Throw goes into Diaz, as you see what figures to be a record crowd here at Hoops Family Field. That was the indication. Marshall Athletic Department sources said that at the 29-hour mark out from opening kick, they had already reached, in terms of tickets sold, the attendance record, which was set back in 2019, the last time these sides locked up at Hoops Family Field. And Simla will trigger this attack from the back. Played to Dos Santos and ridden down from behind. Advantage played. That advantage quickly over as Bradley Jordan will award a free kick to Marshall. Look there at Chris Grassi in his 5th season. As play resumes, Marshall deep in the near side corner. Souza looking for the cross. Finds Schneider top of the box, and the flag was up. That'll be offside. Another 1-0 victory for Marshall, another 1-goal match under Chris Grassi. Marshall have 25 1-goal match wins dating back to 2017. As the flag comes up, Herd will have the throw. In total, 57 matches Marshall have played that have been decided by 1 goal or less under their fifth-year skipper, thundering her 26, 20, and 11 in those 57 matches. As Mossy Eunice will play it ahead to Jan-Erik Leinhos. Stalwart defensively for Marshall, has been since he arrived here on campus. Played back to Joseph. Player comes up lame for the herd. West Virginia tries to clear it, and Marshall has other thoughts on that. Now Dolabella into the middle. And it looked like that was Swigger stepping up and clearing that away briefly. Now Frederick Jorgensen, the freshman from Denmark. Whistle and a foul, it looks like. Bradley Jordan will award a free kick. No, excuse me, it sounded like there was a whistle. Play continues. And Souza will curl around. Diaz shakes free of one man. Dolabella will join the rush, far edge of the box. Low line drive shot finds its way through to Tekeski, and he's up to the task. Another stop made by Stephen Tekeski. Tekeski comes into this ranked 20th in goals against average in the NCAA, 44th in the nation in save percentage, a 0.38 GAA, and an 818 save percentage on the year. Much has been made in the build-up to this. As Joseph goes down, no call. Marshall wanted a call, won't get it, and West Virginia will have the throw. Smartly played off the boots there of Diaz by Bear. Much, though, was made in the midweek build-up to this match about the rivalry, about it being the Mountain State Derby, as we referenced in our open. These teams obviously sharing the state. I have to say, they both have managed the emotions well early on. Thrown into Joseph. Joseph, that rush disrupted there, and now played through into the middle. They're able to find Albelda. Albelda played through, in on goal. Simla tries to come out, and West Virginia has pushed themselves ahead early. The Mountaineers outscoring non-league foes now 13-2 on the year, as they have the first of this match. Now look at the replay. Fantastic ball played through by Luke McCormick and just chipped over the outstretched Simla by Popovic. The first of the year for the senior from the Netherlands. The scoreless deadlock broken. 16th minute goal for Popovic.
Galera,
and the Mountaineers have silenced this
Pegou
crowd.
aqui no calcanhar dele, sei lá o que ele fez. Não sei se foi intencional. E o goleiro é muito bom, né? O goleiro da marcha, o alemão. Mas, enfim, 1-0. Agora a torcida tem que inflamar aí. A gente torce por aqui para buscar a virada. Mas foi meio esquisito esse gol. O goleiro fechou de ângulo. O Guilherme aqui tá criticando ele, mas
look at the replay from a different angle here. It looked like Simla was going to come out and just pick that up.
Sei lá, foi esquisito isso aí.
Hesitated very briefly there, and that was enough to allow Popovic to play it around him. We resume a 1-0 lead for West Virginia here on the road. And now Marshall with renewed energy coming back out after the reset. Now the fifth time under Dan Stratford
Eles botaram torcida do lado de lá,
away that West Virginia have scored the match's opening goal.
Tá lotado de gente em pé, sentada com cadeira.
They are 10-0 under Stratford when striking first.
Eu ainda acho que vai dar marcha esse jogo aí.
West Virginia perhaps looking for more. Marshall able to win it back. Ahead to Diaz. Tries to sidestep one defender, now has to double back, and it's played through the middle to Fernandez. Linehouse looking for the angle to cross, and that's blocked out there. Frederick Jorgensen. Marshall will have their first corner of this match. In fact, first corner for either side. Diaz will send this in from the far flag. As the crowd watches on. Outswinging corner, heading more toward the top of the box. Dolabella able to slot it past Tikeski, and the crowd comes alive again. Marshall finds the equalizer, and West Virginia's coaching staff is incensed. Displeased with what they perceive as a no call. Meanwhile, Pedro Dolabella has yet another. A look at the replay. The mayor, they call him, injects new life into this home crowd. Dolabella with goals in consecutive matches, his third of the year. You see the replay from a different angle, trying to figure out what West Virginia staff is so displeased with. They are still fired up. We resume. New ball game here at Hoops Family Field. You didn't think we would get out of this match without some fireworks early on, huh? West Virginia now racing with pace. Advantage played here for the Mountaineers, and Masi Yunus will try to clear it away.
Golaço, sarrada no ar, e é isso. Boa, Pedrão. 1-1. E Marshall de novo no jogo.
Mountaineers will chuck it in from the near side. It's Swigger. Swigger gets it back. Now played to McCormick. Give and go between Swigger and Jimenez Albelda. Dolabella wins it for Marshall. And now Dos Santos will put the finishing touches on a clearance. An 18th minute goal by Pedro Dolabella. And now Hurd, at least initially, looked as if they going to turn on a counterattack, losing ground a little bit. Now Schneider with it. Home supporters wanted a foul call. Official disagrees. Short clearance from the Mountaineers, and Marshall back on it. "20 minutes played, 25 left to go in the opening half. A tough challenge applied by Max Schneider, and now West Virginia, a counterattack here against the run of play. Another Mountaineer goes down. This time it's Bear, a hard collision with Masi Yunus. The intensity starting to ratchet up here at Hoops Family Field as the Herd had it and ran out of space. Official opting to keep the whistle in his pocket. And now the chippiness continues behind the play as Popovic tangled up with Nathan Dos Santos, and a whistle and a foul as Popovic goes down. Things have really taken a turn in this opening half. Look at the replay as it was Alves climbing the ladder and colliding there in midair with Popovic. Now McCormick near side. Luke McCormick trained with the English U17 side. Swigger can't shake free of Alves. A little frustrated there. It was Ike Swigger. That's given back up to Gracia, I should say. Kevin Morris. And they'll swing it to the far side. Thiessen tried to play it forward. Denied by Marshall. Mountaineers still with it. It's Thiessen again. This time, a probing ball here by Thiessen. Whipped into a dangerous area and cleared away subsequently by Dos Santos. That'll take the pressure off for at least a moment. And now more of a firm clearance there by Gabriel Alves. I'll play it back to Ali Simla. Played through to Dolabella, now give and go to Diaz. Diaz wants to play Joseph through. They say it's onside, and just a shocking miss by Joseph. Tekeski came out from goal, and I think that disrupted Joseph's ideas. Look at the replay. West Virginia thought Joseph was offside, but you see the replay there, and at least from that angle, and it's hard to tell when you don't have the lines applied in the replay, but it looked as though Joseph attempted to play the last defender, the back shoulder there, which would in fact be an onside play. Keski will survey and fire it forward. Beautiful look at it from our high end zone look. Now McCormick pressuring Gabriel Alves there. West Virginia wanted a foul as McCormick goes down clutching his face. No such foul given by Jordan. And Marshall started to ask questions of this defense. They'll swing it into the box and met there with the head. Schneider gives it up. That will end the Marshall chance as McCormick will track this down. The opposite 11 shirt, Joao Souza applying the pressure there, and McCormick will have it back. Stout challenge there by Diaz on the near touchline. Forward to Fernandez. Marshall perhaps building something here. Maybe some venom behind this attack for the Herd. Shot. Well, you could say he went for goal there, but it was a little bit wide. As McCormick will track this down. The opposite 11 shirt, Joao Souza applying the pressure there, and McCormick will have it back. Stout challenge there by Diaz on the near touchline. Forward to Fernandez. Marshall. Diaz juggles around the defender. Thought he had Joseph forward, just hoofed it ahead, and Joseph was not, in fact, there. This is somewhat of an interesting nugget I discovered. So Marshall has obviously played fantastic teams, highly ranked teams. They've played top 5 clubs plenty of times in their program's history. And let's pause that note for just a moment. As Diaz and Dolabella able to win it back for Marshall. Linehouse with it now. Marshall wanting to attack from the far side, and instead it'll find the midst of Tekeski. But as I was saying, they've played highly ranked clubs, number 3 Indiana in the national championship game in May, in fact. However, this is the first regular season match home against a top 4 ranked club in Marshall's program history. I found that so interesting. They did play a top 5 club at home November 4th, 2016 against then number 5 Charlotte. That was a 1-0 loss, which predated the Chris Grassi era, as Alves will play it to Souza, and it's back to Nathan Dos Santos. Too much weight behind that. Dolabella sort of ducked out of the way of it. It's back to Tekeski, and he'll hoof it ahead. Masiunas now tries to stretch the pitch, and that is an onside play. So says the official on the far flag. Yosef curls back in, goes for goal. Milo Yosef wanted it there, and just a little bit too high for the junior from Aachen, Germany. A look at the replay here. Stopped on a dime. Milo Yosef's speed and finesse at times can be mystifying. As West Virginia will make a pair of changes. First change is made. Joran Popovic, one of the 2 players. And Olekainen also checks out. You saw a second look from high above of the Milo Yosef chance. It looks as though Kyle Leinart, the redshirt sophomore from Charlottesville, Virginia, will come on. Saw him walking back toward the pitch to put his shirt on. That is Ike Swigger, who was the player that was down. Swigger took a knee, I should say, near the midfield stripe. Off the volley, fired high into the air by Albelda. And there's Albelda, one of the team captains, and now it's headed toward Jan-Erik Linehouse. Linehouse will flick it ahead, and stepping in front is Leinart to take that away. Makes the smart play back to Tekeski, making his 68th career appearance in net, as Stephen Tekeski will go down as one of the most decorated Mountaineer keepers in their storied program history. Thiessen, the left back from Kiel, Germany. 8 appearances in 2020, which was played during the spring of 2021 due to COVID-19. Find its way back to Nathan Dos Santos, the native of Oakville, Ontario, Canada. Dos Santos, one of the many players on Marshall's roster that has the club experience either domestically or internationally. Dos Santos trained with the Seattle Sounders U23 side. Now nearly a half hour elapsed in this contest as Masiunas and Dos Santos will trade the possession back and forth. Marshall out shooting West Virginia 5-1, 3-1 in shots on cage. Tried to backheel it through to Souza to what he thought was a cutting Jan-Erik Linehouse. Back to Tekeski, looking for Leinart. Instead, finds Gabriel Alves' head, and that ball will find its way out. Tony Pineda, who came on as a sub moments ago. They try to play it through, looking for Yagi. Now Bear giving up near side to Leinart. Flicked in toward goal. They had Yagi angling toward the 6. It's still live at the top of the box. Now Schneider will step up. Just clatters into the man in the blue shirt. And Schneider to his feet. Marshall looking to break out here on a counterattack. Josef will turn the Jets on. Now 2 players marking the junior from Germany. And Josef tangled up and a little extracurriculars. Aaron Dink Gracia and Milo Josef, an extra shove at the end by Gracia. And he'll get a stern talking to by Bradley Jordan. And a good show of sportsmanship on their way back down the pitch. A little handshake to just acknowledge some fiery competitiveness. After that Marshall goal in the 18th minute, the intensity really picked up. Things started to get chippy, and one maybe wondered if things would get a little too chippy. It has seemingly calmed down a bit, but now Marshall here again. Hurd with speed and pace. Played to Josef. Josef, just a poor first touch by the junior. Easy snag made by Tikeski. Depending on how the official score rules it, that could go down as Tikeski's 3rd stop in this match. And now Leinart takes the bump from behind, and a quick whistle by Bradley Jordan. It looks as though Jordan may reach for the cards, and not entirely sure. It looks like no, he will not. Again, another stern talking to by Jordan, this time to Dolabella. That's now 2 smart decisions in my estimation on both ends of the pitch. Sound officiating to keep the cards in the pockets. This is a physical contact game at times, and especially with it being a high-intensity rivalry match. You obviously want to keep things in line, but there's no sense in just needlessly brandishing cards all over the place. Free kick taken here by West Virginia. Headed out by Masiunas. Now flicked on and ahead, marked there by Dolabella. And running out of space was Frederick Jorgensen. Linehouse plays it around one defender. Now into the middle to Diaz. Diaz had thoughts of going forward to Max Schneider. It eventually does get to Schneider. Play to Alves, who joins the rush. Alves just can't settle it with the right boot. Mountaineers had it for a moment, nearly given up there by Leinart, and now Mountaineers on the front foot here. Tails up for West Virginia. Back to Bear. They'll swing it to the far side. Now, Jimenez Albelda. Back to Bear. As though Bear had thoughts of maybe having a go of it there, and instead opts to play it back to Gracia. Three on the back for West Virginia this evening, and all three touch it there as Dos Santos displeased with the foul call, and it will be a free kick in, needless to say, an advantageous spot for West Played forward there, as you see the replay, to Pineda, and a little shove from behind by Dos Santos. Well within striking distance here for West Virginia as Ryan Crooks lines it up. Flicked in toward the box. Simla out with the fist to punch it away. And the flag was up, they say, so offside. Now Marshall set to make two changes of their own. Paolo Lino and Ibrahima Diop set to come on as subs for the first time this evening. And look here at the replay. Well, Simla there. I said he came out with the punch, but more, in fact, just using the tools at his disposal, which happened to be his defensive midfielder, Max Schneider, shoved him into the ball. And now a good chance here for West Virginia as Marshall turned it over in a bad spot. Short clearance by Marshall, and the Mountaineers will have a throw near side. Leinart, the redshirt sophomore, 1 assist on the season for Leinart. He'll throw it in, able to find Crooks. Crooks deep in the corner, good cross, nice delivery there in a dangerous spot as Pineda goes for goal. Net was open as Simla collided with, I think, a teammate or another player, and Pineda just played it high over the crossbar. A sigh of relief for these home supporters as Milo Yosef, who turns in a very good shift, 37 minutes played. He'll come off, and we look here at the replay. Ball will carry him to Jan-Erik Leinhos, at least for a moment, and now one back by West Virginia. They'll swing it to the back line, and that is where the Mountaineers will reset. Fresh legs for Ibrahima Diop, racing forward, trying to apply pressure to this West Virginia back line. Ball flicked ahead, and now headed on. Back to Simla now. Near side forward to Alves, give it go. Tried to go back to Alves, and somewhat of a poor pass there by Dolabella, nearly gave it up to a Mountaineer. Alves ahead, one touch forward by Schneider. Now Marshall trying to build something here. Alves loses his footing. Crooks. Now Thiessen far side will play it ahead. Dos Santos meets it with his head. It'll take the pressure off, at least for a brief moment. Allow Marshall to readjust there on the back line. Now through into the middle. Crooks has it again. Swings past 1, 2, almost 3 defenders. Able to keep the possession, though. Finds Jimenez Albelda. Now joining the rush is Gracia. Jimenez Albelda, 1 goal on the season. That came against Penn State, his 2nd career goal. As player goes down, and a quick whistle from Bradley Jordan. That'll be a free kick right at the spot. It was Crooks who went down. Now has words with Vinicius Fernandez. Words continue, this time with Colin Masiunas. West Virginia wins against then number 3 Pitt at home, and their very next fixture, then number 17 Penn State, 2-1 and 3-1 result respectively for the Mountaineers, looking to defeat our West Virginia multiple top 10 clubs in the same campaign for the first time since 2007, as we see the replay of the foul on Crooks. That year, 2007, Dan Stratford's last year as a player, they beat then number 6 Maryland and then number 5 Duke, both away, before beating then number 1 UConn home as the free kick taken and handled by Marshall. Menez Albelda will curl one in towards Simla, and Ali Simla using all of that 6'3" frame to jump up and snag that. That will end what could have been a decent chance for West Virginia. Dolabella with Green in front of him will swing it forward. He had Jope. Jope and Dolabella were high school teammates. Jope, the transfer from UConn, they reunite now. Moved forward by Linehouse and given back up by Marshall. Linehouse tries to step up with the interception and can't settle it. West Virginia will have a throw in from the far side. Jorgensen will play it back. Past the 40th minute here at Hoops Family Field. A 6-2 shot lead for Marshall. 4-1 in shots on cage as Tekeski and Paolo Lino collided behind the play. That raised some jeers from the fans. Played through to Lino from Diaz and Tekeski. Wow, that's a fantastic play by the fifth-year senior. Came right out with Paolo Lino bearing down on him. And you saw by the body language, Tekeski not enthused by the defending there of his 3 defenders in front of him. Really feels like this first half has come in waves. One team will press and have good chances, and then they'll back off, and the other team will come in a new wave. It seems like the momentum just constantly shifting through the first 45 minutes. Diaz's pass intercepted, and now West Virginia with speed. 4 Mountaineers racing ahead. Jimenez Albelda plays a man through. Back into the middle. Pineda into the middle, finds his man. Borlat Yagi slots it past Ali Simla. And West Virginia, in the late stages of half one, finds the goal that pushes themselves ahead. Good pass from Pineda back into the middle to Silo Borlat Yagi, and he finds the range. Second goal of the season for Yagi. Thundering Herd had only given up 1 goal in their last 180 minutes played. Now a pair in the opening half for West Virginia on the road.
Filling in for WB, number 20, Sergio Navarro.
You have to wonder what fifth-year manager Chris Grassi will say to his squad in the halftime locker room. Nonetheless, we resume. West Virginia up on the road 2-1. Almost the inverse of what we saw the last time these teams played here at Hoops Family Field. In 2019, it was an early Marshall goal. West Virginia found the equalizer, and then just before the half, Marshall found the goal that would be the difference the rest of the way. Mountaineers do have history on their side. As mentioned, outscoring Coming into this non-league foes 12-2. They had 4 multi-goal matches in that span. The Mountaineers have won 35 of their last 37 matches when netting 2 or more goals. Head to Joe from Dos Santos. Home supporters trying to will Marshall back into it. Diaz wanted to play Lino through, and it was cleared out by the defense. Possession does live for Marshall. Linehouse delivers one into what could have been a dangerous area. Mountaineers deal with it well. Over to Pineda from Ciro Borlat-Yagi. 42nd minute goal for Borlat-Yagi, and now Mountaineers again on a counterattack here. They try the cross from the far side of the box, and it's blocked out there by Jan-Erik Linehouse. That will concede a corner kick to West Virginia, their first of this match. A look here at the replay. Jan-Erik Linehouse heads up play there and does concede the corner as Navy shirts will move forward. The far flag for the Mountaineers, in swinging corner, and Simla able to handle that with relative ease. A strong drop kick trying to jumpstart an attack for Marshall. It caroms back to Diaz. Thundering Herd still out shooting West Virginia 6-3 in total shots, 4-2 in shots on cage. However, West Virginia finds themselves up on the scoreline. Thundering Herd trying to develop something here in the last moments of this opening 45 minutes. Lino's cross blocked out, and that is likely how half number 1 will end. The Mountaineers will take a 2-1 lead into the break. Marshall outshoots West Virginia, but if you're the Mountaineers, you have to love the way you played. A 42nd minute goal from Ciro Borlat-Yagi, the difference so far. 2-1 lead for West Virginia through 45. We'll be back here on ESPN Plus for the halftime report.
List parking lot. So that's the left side of the Kroger parking lot. You are not allowed to park there, and if you are parked there, you must move your car before being towed. Once again, if you are parked in the Kroger List parking lot, which is the left-hand side of the lot, you must move your car immediately before it is towed. Thank you. Tonight's game sponsors the West Virginia Lottery. Play Powerball Monday night Philly. Play 3 days per week, Monday, Wednesday, and Saturday. The West Virginia Lottery. It can happen to you. Please play responsibly. Play Bill Marshall and Public the West Virginia Lottery for the royal support for Thundering Herd. The West Virginia Lottery reminds you to play responsibly. Just a reminder that there is no standing room on the east and west side of the field. That's from corner to corner behind the goal nets. That is a walkway only. The Thundering Herd Kids Club presented by Wendy's wants all Kids Club members for today's game. Join the Kids Club today. Visit herdzone.com/Kids Club for more information. Kids Club members receive special access to athletic events and members-only meal deals at Wendy's. That's the Kids Club presented by our good friends at Wendy's. To the field where West Virginia Lottery representatives are receiving the game ball to commemorate their game sponsorship.
Fala, galera, golzinho aí no final do primeiro tempo, enfim, a linha tava alta, vou até falar pro Rafa comentar um pouco do que ele achou. Só apresentando aqui, vou trazer pra gente trocar uma resenha agora no intervalo, antes de, se tiver melhores momentos, a gente comenta melhores momentos. O Coach Rafa, para quem conhece já aqui do canal, enfim, da Team Brasil, que sabe que ele é presença garantida com a gente, ele foi assistant coach da Marshall no início da construção do programa, ele foi jogador da University of Charleston também, então trabalhou com o Coach Chris, então ele sabe o jeito do Coach Chris jogar. Quero perguntar para o Rafa o que será que o Chris está conversando com o time no vestiário, falar também dessa rivalidade, como eu falei, West Virginia é uma faculdade rival, entre aspas, da Marshall, as duas são do mesmo estado, então vou só abaixar um pouquinho aqui a transmissão e aí a gente vai acompanhando aqui, se tiver melhores momentos, enfim, qualquer coisa a gente volta com a transmissão. Fechado? Quem quiser comentar alguma coisa aí, quiser participar com a gente no intervalo, pode ir comentando por aí também. Fala, Rafa, bom?
Fala, Marcelo. Obrigado pelo convite.
Boa, todo mundo ouvindo. Tá, acho que vai ficar passando uns melhores momentos aí por trás, mas o que você achou do primeiro tempo, Rafa? Estava acompanhando aí, o Rafa estava até mandando mensagem, estava no carro, não fazendo isso em casa, criança, mas estava no carro assistindo, voltando. Teve treino hoje aí ou foi jogo na Nova?
Foi treino, próximo jogo quarta-feira contra a Lin.
Ah, bom. O que você achou desse primeiro tempo?
Então, quem não sabe a história, o Stretz, que é o head coach da WVU, foi assistant coach do Chris em Charleston. E dois treinadores de WVU, que é o Gabriel Cabral, brasileiro, e o Ross Holland, que são o GA e o volunteer de WVU, jogaram em Charleston. Pra você ver como tá tudo Charleston, West Virginia, Marshall.
O Gabriel Cabral, que jogou agora no Tormento, ele é assistant coach da West Virginia?
Sim, ele é o GA de WVU.
Não sabia.
Ele jogou para o Stretz, é um cara de confiança. Então, assim, tem muita coisa por fora dos bastidores. Por exemplo, o Chris e o Stretz sempre tem essa rivalidade por fora. Muito parecido com o jogo do ano passado em Morgantown. Marshall muito bem no primeiro tempo, mas não conseguiu finalizar. WVU fechadinha, jogando rápido. Você pode ver que WVU deu 2 chutes no gol, fez 2 gols. Marshall teve muita chance com o Milo não conseguiu fazer. Milo teve uma cara a cara, teve o chute fora da área. Jogo grande assim tem que botar chances na bola na rede, né? E acho que o Stretz está jogando como a gente esperava, 4-5-1, sem a bola, com a bola muito rápido, 2, 3 toques. O Stretz foi jogador profissional e meio campista, então ele é muito específico no meio campo. Você pode ver que o meio campo dele é muito organizado.
Ele é americano ou...
Ele é inglês.
Fora? Britânico também.
E ele jogou em WVU, foi draftado por WVU, jogou profissional, aí foi volunteer, GA, assistant coach em WVU, aí foi ser assistant coach em Charleston e voltou para ser head coach em WVU.
Então ele tem história por lá também, né?
Então ele conhece os assistant coach, o primeiro assistant coach jogou com ele lá, então o Stretz é um cara da casa de WVU que já passou por todas as etapas lá, né? Ele tá mudando o programa. Ele foi o cara quando o Chris saiu de Charleston para manter Charleston, e ele foi o que primeiro conseguiu conquistar os títulos nacionais com Charleston, os 2 primeiros. Então tem uma rivalidade.
Ele chegou em West Virginia quando? No ano passado?
O Stretz está há 2 anos em WVU,
E
o Chris, quando foi para Marshall, fez o convite para o Stretz ter ido ser assistant coach em Marshall, mas o Stretz achou que era hora dele ser head coach, e ele ficou na Charleston. Aí foi quando eles mudaram. O Stretz tomou um risco, que foi sair de ser assistant coach de WVU para ir, deixou de ser assistant coach da WVU para ir ser assistant coach do Chris em Charleston. Então,
então, entre aspas, caiu, né? Saiu de uma D1 gigantesca para uma D2. Então, confiou que queria trabalhar com o Chris, provavelmente. Não sei se eles já se conheciam de antes.
E foi engraçado que foi um jogo que foi Charleston e WVU, que Charleston venceu WVU na casa deles, que o Stretz começou a ter interesse pelo Chris. O Stretz sabe como o Chris joga, e o Stretz é um dos melhores treinadores que eu já tive em campo, porque ele foi um assistente coach em Charleston. Então, assim, ele é um cara que em campo ele é muito específico, e ele, se ele tiver que ficar no treino 3 horas até dar o que ele quer, ele vai fazer. Um cara bem rigoroso, muito focado. E ele sabe que, todo mundo sabe que o Chris vai sempre jogar na 4-3-3, que o Marshall não vai mudar. Então, acho que por Stretz, que um cara sabe como outro time vai vir, ajuda. Mas pode esperar que o Chris agora, eu acho que ele vai botar eu acho que ele vai jogar o Milo para a ponta. e botar o... Posso estar errado, acho que ele vai botar o atacante de Senegal como 9.
Aquele 9 que entrou mesmo, né?
Não o brasileiro de Senegal,
É o 9 que entrou, eu vi que entrou
Ibra...
ele e o Paulo. Os dois
Ibramar.
entraram no
Então, acho
final.
que agora o Chris vai ter que ir para cima, WVU vai jogar fechadinha no contra-ataque, e eles são muito bons nisso. Os meio-campos sabem a hora, você pode ver que eles... Tá difícil para Marshall jogar pelos meios.
Uhum.
É um jogão, né? E você vê que Marshall mudou agora, botou a arquibancada para trás para fazer igual eles fizeram em North Carolina. O Chris gostou de ter a torcida atrás. Então agora os bancos ficam atrás da torcida, né? Da arquibancada. Mas é um jogão. Eu achei que WVU tá sendo bem específico, né? 2 chutes, 2 gols. Achei que Marshall podia ter matado o jogo. E agora acho que WVU vai esperar no contra-ataque para fazer o terceiro, ou o Marshall vai empatar e vai botar pressão no jogo. Então vai ficar um pouco melhor no segundo tempo.
E legal esse contexto que você botou, porque até conversando com o Pedro, com o Vitor, quando a gente estava aqui numa live antes de começar a temporada, a gente falou, cara, agora eles falaram, né, e já concordando, agora eles sabiam que iam jogar contra adversários que conheciam eles. No ano passado eles eram azarão, então hoje ainda tem mais ainda, era um cara que conhece o jeito do Chris jogar, né? Então se tem alguém que conhece o jeito que a Marshall iria jogar, é o coach da West Virginia, né? Não sabia disso.
Sim, e eles levam muito pessoal, assim, se você ficar perto do Chris e do Stretz nessa época, você pode ver. E é um jogo do quarto contra o sexto do país, né, cara?
Uhum.
O juiz não tá dando muita faltinha, né? Tá deixando o jogo rolar. E WV é um time muito bem postado no meio, né? Não dá muito espaço. 4-5-1 bem organizado.
E mesmo assim, mesmo sendo organizado, já dá para ver também aquilo que a gente sempre fala, que é um estilo também mais americanizado também de ser mais vertical, né? A Marshall fica rodando, a West Virginia pega a bola, espeta, tanto que esse último gol foi isso. A linha da Marshall estava alta, um zagueiro teve que cobrir para cá, acho que o alemão, né, o canadense, o Nathan dos Santos, ficou um buraco no meio da zaga. Então foi falta de organização nessa transição defensiva que a West Virginia faz muito rápido, a transição ofensiva, né?
Não, concordo com você, mas assim, jogão, eu tava meio nervoso, né? Mandando mensagem pro Cris, falando com o Pedro essa semana. Se quem segue a página de Marshall vê que é um jogo diferente para eles. Os jogos com mais attendance da história de Marshall foi antes de hoje era o jogo contra a WVU em 2019. E esse hoje quebrou o recorde de
attendance. Hoje quebrou, né? O cara da ESPN falou. É legal. E é bom também, eles estão mostrando aqui conferência, para o pessoal entender também, eles são do mesmo estado, é praticamente a rival, né, da Marshall, West Virginia, só que eles não jogam na mesma conferência, né, jogam em conferências diferentes.
Só que ano que vem, WVU vai para a conferência.
Vai? Então, legal aí.
WVU e eu acho que a Coastal Carolina, não sei se a Coastal Carolina já entrou ou não.
Não, já tá aí, ó.
E então a conferência C vai virar uma conferência muito forte. Eu acho que vai ficar abaixo da ACC, né? Porque acho que vai ser melhor que a Big Ten, tem gente que discorda, mas eu acho que essa vai ser a segunda maior conferência do soccer.
Kentucky muito forte, FIU muito forte, Charlotte muito forte, são as principais, né, pelo que eu tô vendo aqui. E South Carolina também, boa.
Sim, Charlotte é muito chato jogar contra eles, Florida International é muito fácil de recrutar, Kentucky tem um budget absurdo, Coastal Carolina é muito tradicional, e vai vir WVU saindo do MEC para a Conferência C. Então essa conferência vai ter, acho que provavelmente 5, 6 top 25 no país, que a gente pode pôr assim normalmente, né?
E falando de ter trabalhado como assistente dele, também como atleta, como que é o vestiário agora, falando mais de bastidor agora, do Chris, assim, saindo com uma derrota ali no finalzinho, detalhe, ele é cara mais de mexer com motivação, ou você acha que ele tá mexendo em posicionamento mesmo? Qual que é o estilo dele de treinador?
Eu acho que o Chris sabe que o Stratz vai esperar pelo contra-ataque, então acho que o Chris vai ter que falar para eles, né, tem que arriscar, mas tem que manter a posse. O Chris é mais Felipão, eu acho que ele vai
dar
ele vai dar
aproveitar a torcida também ali, né?
Vai falar, estamos jogando em casa, jogo desse esse é um jogo que te prepara para uma final de nacional, esse jogo, porque é um jogo quarto contra o sexto. Então, quem sair ganhando desse jogo vai com a moral e com a confiança lá em cima. Então, acho que é para o Chris falar, agora ele está falando para 45 minutos, não tem nada mais importante, jogar como um time, confiar nos seus jogadores, né? Acho que o Chris ele pode, com 20 minutos, botar uma intensidade muito alta e conseguir mudar 3 dos jogadores e ainda manter a intensidade lá na frente. Porque você pode ver que no final, no WVU fez um gol com 3 minutos, foi quando o Marshall deu uma parada que não dá para manter aquela intensidade alta. Quando o Marshall parou de pressionar, a WVU também jogou um pouquinho mais. Então acho que ele...
Os melhores momentos aí, se quiser dar uma comentada. Teve esse chute do Gabriel, né? O goleiro pegou bem. chute do Pedrão e... primeira chance também achei meio esquisito, né? Acho que o cara não quis fazer isso, não. Ele deu uma sorte ali da bola ter subido, não sei se bateu no goleiro, foi meio esquisito.
E o goleiro de Marshall, eu achei que o Oliver ia pegar.
É,
O Marshall fez o gol
golaço
lá em seguida, né? 1 minuto de diferença do outro, então foi uma
golaço
boa.
do Pedro, né? Dominou a bola bem ali de escanteio, coisa difícil.
WVU ficou pedindo falta no zagueiro que perde a bola, né? A bola pinga na área.
Aí teve essa confusãozinha aí do
O juiz
Myers.
não dá amarelo, que me impressionou um pouco, acho que é dar amarelo para os dois para controlar a partida. Pode ser que se o juiz não controlar também, né? Tá deixando a partida sair um pouco. Mas acho que ele foi bem até, não foi, o juiz foi normal.
Mas acho que é mais coisa de clássico mesmo, né? Deu pra ver que a West Virginia parecia um pouco mais pilhada, de mais agressiva ali. E dá pra ver também, vendo a transmissão, escutando, parece que o West Virginia também tá com uma torcida, ou então é o próprio banco que tá gritando, porque toda hora que tem um lancezinho, dá uma gritaria ali, né? Então vai ser jogo bom nesse parte
Sim,
também.
e foi um jogo com pouca falta até. Eu achei que ia ter mais falta. Foi um jogo, acho que 5 faltas de WVU e 4 de Marshall. Normalmente um jogo desse eu esperava 10, 11, 12 falta. No... eu acho que o WVU, eu não sei, vamos ver, mas olha lá o Stratz indo com os jogadores ali. O Stratz só está esperando o contra-ataque, é o que ele quer, todo mundo sabe que ele vai vir. Ele não vai pressionar alto, ele vai botar os 11 atrás do meio de campo.
E para Marshall também é chato um jogo assim, né? Acho que eles gostam quando o time sai um pouco para ter espaço para um Vitor Dias criar algo. Quando ficar lá atrás, a Marshall não é aquele time de bola na área, não é um time alto, então vai ter que arrumar alguma estratégia para contornar isso, né?
E o último jogo, que foi lá em Morgantown no ano passado, WVU bateu o Marshall por 1-0, WVU deu um chute no gol. E, então, assim, ele não mudou o plano Stratz, né?
Uhum.
Ele manteve, foi bem no finalzinho, e Marshall teve bola na trave, Marshall foi melhor, Marshall deu 10 chutes, 8 no gol, só que Marshall tem que finalizar. Por exemplo, a bola que o Milo teve cara a cara era para ter botado para dentro, né? E aí seria outro jogo. Mas é isso, Marcelão, não sei se já vai voltar,
os times estão aí, não, vamos deixar começar que a gente solta aqui, até também, não sei se tá, acho que tá tranquilo da transmissão, né? Tive que vir para um almoço com os amigos, tô aqui, o pessoal tá por lá, mas o jogo tá mais importante. Tava conversando com o Pedro também, foi bom a gente fazer essa transmissão. Depois o Pedro vai ver isso daí. Eu falei, cara, joga aí porque tem gente aqui do Brasil assistindo, tem gente que possa gostar, enfim, ele, Vitor Dias, a galera que já tá visando um nível profissional, sempre bons jogos assim, né?
Muito. Tô tentando ver ali quem tá de março, consigo ver que é o Max, que é o Vitor, o Pedro, mas não deu para ver que ele mudou muito, não.
Deixa eu ver deixa eu ativar o áudio aqui da ESPN, às vezes eles comentam se teve substituição, mas acredito que...
Thundering Herd outshooting West Virginia 6-3, but the Mountaineers have the lead.
Os 6 chutes a 3, né, para Marshall. Ó, 3 mil pessoas.
In stadium history, 3,033 spectators.
É o que você falou, o outro recorde era contra o West Virginia também. Nossos comentários estão melhores que o da ESPN, mas...
Nossa, não tem espaço, cara, no estádio, olha lá. Mas é isso, então, Marcelão. Um abraço.
É isso, vamos deixar rodando o jogo aí. Abraço, valeu, Rafa. Se tiver overtime, a gente volta aí. Senão, vamos torcer para ganhar no tempo normal também. Melhor, né? Sem emoção. Valeu, Rafa.
The question for Marshall is, Thundering Herd, they're toward the late stages of that first half. Looked a little, dare I say, tired almost. Not exhausted, but just a little, they needed a break. Well, the halftime intermission serve is one for Marshall. West Virginia now on the front foot to start things out here in half number 2. Forward to McCormick from Thiessen, and a free kick given by our man in charge, Bradley Jordan. Take a look at a replay of the foul. I mentioned it during the first half, but I think it's been sound officiating so far from Bradley Jordan. He's done a good job of fouls when necessary, keeping the whistle in his pocket when necessary. We have not had a booking so far in this contest. Flicked in toward the box, met there by the Schneider head. Dealt with well off the set piece by Marshall. Now Mountaineers battling to get possession back. Thundering Herd moved up to 6 in the latest United Soccer Coaches top 25 poll. Marshall have spent 22 consecutive weeks ranked inside the top 10, and they have spent 703 consecutive days ranked in the top 25. What Chris Grassi has done to not just reinvigorate this program, but completely transform it is nothing short of special. However, West Virginia here looking for more. Cut out there by the defender as Schneider from the turf slides and boots it away. A valiant effort there by Max Schneider. We take a look at the replay here. Could have been a dangerous opportunity for WVU. It's the Morgantown native Colin Masiunas able to cut that out. And then you see Schneider slip sliding across the turf. Mountaineers have the throw. Booted ahead by Dolabella off the volley. Played back to Tekeski. Booted ahead there by West Virginia, intercepted by Jan-Erik Leinhos. A cheeky little play there by Vinny Fernandez, able to guide it off the boots of the defender. Leinhos tosses it into Diaz. Diaz was able to shake free of Pineda. Moving ahead with it is Marshall. Left off to Joseph on the far side of the box. Two Shirks marking him from West Virginia. Back to Dos Santos. And they'll swing it to this near side. Fernandez, Diaz. Fernandez able to swing past the defender, and a foul is whistled for. Much to the dismay there of West Virginia and Sergio Ors Navarro. Look at the replay here of the foul. Ors Navarro just stuck that left boot in, and he and Fernandez got tangled up. Sort of a judgment call foul there by the official, and Marshall will have a free kick. Leinhos will try to curl it in. Out-swinging free kick for the Herd. No one on the receiving end. And now Marshall does track it down. Masiunas back to Diaz. Leinhos tries some nifty footwork. Tries to sidestep one defender. Now finds the space for the cross. A lot of weight behind that. Joseph over there. Marshall seeking an equalizer here. They've started bright in the second half. Now Diaz, top of the box. Had space, thought he was going to let it rip. Instead, gives it back to Leinhos, who finds Joseph. Joseph tries to cross, and Milo Joseph, a good run, wins Marshall their second corner of this match. Diaz will have it on this near corner flag. And Tekeski is there, leaps up high with both hands. As Pineda collides with Jan-Erik Leinhos. Marshall starting to settle into how people have become accustomed to seeing Marshall, playing it from the back, sort of a plotting, measured approach, trying to find their attack lines when they open up. Now forward to Alves there on the far side. Alves takes a bump from McCormick, continues to move forward with it. Back into the middle now. Diaz has it. Undeterred by the defender. It was Thiessen right up on him. Now left off, flicked ahead. Thought they had a man, and the flag was up. That will bring about an end to that chance for Marshall. Keski will put all of that right foot behind it. Cleared forward. West Virginia wanted a foul. And things will come to a screeching halt as the flag is up. Marshall manager Chris Grassi looking for explanations. A spirited chat with David Curley, our near side assistant referee. Ors Navarro will angle in the free kick toward the near post, and it's controlled momentarily by Marshall. Diaz just dumps it out of play past the end line, and that will give West Virginia its second corner of this match. So a set piece opportunity for the Mountaineers. Otto Olikainen, 35 appearances for Klubi, 04 Helinski at the club level. Back in his native country of Finland. Sends it over to the far post, and it's headed toward goal, but meekly there by Aaron Dank Gracia, handled by the German Ali Simla. Just somewhat of a head scratcher there. Tried to throw it out to Josef, and not sure if it was too strong from Simla or Josef just didn't get to it nonetheless. Right back to West Virginia. Throw in, given to the Mountaineers. And now McCormick comes out of a scrum with it. McCormick wants the angle to cross. Now 9 different Mountaineers have scored on the campaign. West Virginia came in boasting the nation's 85th best offense, as the corner kick will come in from the far flag. Headed toward goal, and it's just over the crossbar. A little too much behind that header from Bjorn Thiessen. Nearly had his second, though. Right idea for Thiessen. And we see the replay here. Just couldn't put it well on goal. Diaz here, played forward to Linehouse. West Virginia manager Dan Stratford thought that was out on the near touchline, as Diaz ridden hard there by McCormick, and the advantage is played. Tried to play it through the middle to Palolino. Now Dolabella will give chase, and Tekeski will fire it forward. And now a collision as 2 players collide. Max Schneider protests. It looks like Marshall will have the free kick. And there is West Virginia skipper Daniel Stratford, as mentioned, played at WVU. When I caught up with him earlier this week on Thursday, he sort of reminisced about his days as a player, about going into hostile environments and bringing that energy on the road. And he said that he remembered how good it felt to silence a crowd away, and especially when that full-time whistle sounds, to walk away with the victory. Now Mountaineers swing it into the middle to Dos Santos. Milo Yosef forward now. Hurd. Maybe something here for Marshall, trying to find the equalizer. Now swing it near side. Linehouse will place a ball toward the far post. That is where Stephen Tikeski will come out and snatch that out of midair. Ends that Marshall chance. As though something was developing, and you had Dolabella on the far post run along with Vitor Diaz. And now hoofed forward. They play Pineda through. It's a foot race, and Masiunas will win that. Although Masiunas does not make contact, a good heads-up defending play there to use the body to block Pineda's path to the ball. In another MAC versus Conference USA matchup, Bowling Green has gone up a goal home against number 13 FIU in the 60th minute. Schneider will stab it forward to Gabriel Alves. Now Yosef with it. Flanked there on the overlap by Lino. Cutting back in the middle. Yosef gets past one defender, a second, and now Yosef ridden to the ground. And it will be a free kick for Marshall at the top of the box. Suffice to say, West Virginia do not concur with the officials' ruling there. Daniel Stratford not terribly pleased. We see a replay of the foul there, and the whistle was immediate from Bradley Jordan. This as good as an opportunity as ever for Marshall. Mere yards outside the 18. Yosef and Schneider, two Germans sizing up. We know both of these players have the leg and the finesse to get it around. And Schneider will send it toward goal and bangs it in off the far post. Max Schneider and Marshall have achieved the equalizer. Der Naukörper from Schneider, a firecracker of a goal from the German in the 60th minute, and we are level again in Huntington.
Tá lá! Gol do alemão, para quem acompanhou a gente já fazendo os nacionais, ele já tinha feito um gol de falta nos nacionais, bem mais de longe, de estilo Davi Luiz, mas bom demais, deve ter aprendido com nosso craque que está aqui, irmão do Rafa, o Deco. Para quem não sabe, o Deco bate falta no YouTube, né? Tem canal no YouTube. Então aí, Deco, tá aprovado essa falta aí no canto do goleiro? Mas é isso. 2-2, se tiver overtime, já conversei com o Rafa aqui no WhatsApp, a gente volta para comentar, mas torcer para a Marshall ganhar aí no tempo regulamentar.
And new life has been injected into this raucous crowd.
Gostei desse comentário também, eu não estava entendendo o que ele estava fazendo ali não, mas ainda bem, o Max bateu o gol, 2-2. E vamos lá, como o Rafa falou, o West Virginia estava praticamente na defesa, agora vai ter que sair, vai ter espaço dos dois lados agora.
Even across the board, Marshall still with a 7-5 advantage in shots, 5-3 in shots on goal.
E é aquilo também, né, Deco? A barreira estava muito perto, o goleiro fica meio que sem saber. Provavelmente ele só viu que a bola passou no canto. Depois que a bola passou da barreira, ele já tinha dado um passo para o lado da esquerda dele, né? Então até voltar, não dá tempo de voltar. Então foi bem batido mesmo.
And a good job by Alves to step in and disrupt that. Hurd will have a free kick. There's a change set to be made by Daniel Stratford of the Mountaineers. Frederick Jorgensen, the left back from Denmark, set to come on. Jorgensen got the start, played 42 minutes in the opening half of play. Look there at Dolabella, who won a free kick for Marshall, and now dangerous here. Hurd desperately trying to clear the lines, get it away from goal. I believe Hurd wanted a handball there, and now Linehouse tied up with Ors Navarro. Jan-Erik Linehouse, so slippery, able to slide right past the defender, cleared away. Now West Virginia back on it, though. Bjorn Thiessen will play it back to Tikeski. Have to imagine that in the halftime locker room, Chris Grassi told his club that they needed to impose themselves in the second half, get into the game, and they have done just that. Max Schneider, just shy of the 60th minute, brings things level. And now Hurd with bags of pace here, moving forward. Near side to Linehouse. The fans can feel it here. Cleared away, short clearance for the Mountaineers. Diaz back to Schneider. And he'll send it to the far corner of the box. The Milo Yosef is there. Yosef tangled up with the man, and the advantage played, I believe, to West Virginia, who is able to clear things out of the way. Marshall do track it back down, though. Back to Linehouse. Nifty move to get it to Diaz. The Magician moving on the ball. Oh, Machiko sends a shot toward net, and it's handled by West Virginia, at least for the moment. Diaz able to win it back, keeps it away there from Jimenez Albelda. Marshall still attacking here. Hurd have been tails up all second half, coming in packs. And now West Virginia able to break out from their defensive third. 2-on-2 here. McCormick with it. Always dangerous is the Englishman. And Masiunas, a well-timed sliding challenge, will bring the fans to their feet. Colin Masiunas, one of the lone Americans on this Marshall squad, much less in their starting 11. He told me a handful of years ago he's out to prove that players from the U.S. and specifically West Virginia can play soccer at a high level, and he has done that. You see the replay there, and now Marshall moving forward with it. Linehouse keeps it in, past the end line, tries to send the cross in. It's cut out there. Thiessen with the block. And now they flick it forward. They find Popovich up front, and Popovich goes down. That will be a free kick given to West Virginia. Play resumes. With it now, Ollikainen, freshman from Helsinki, Finland. Ball played through, finds Jimenez Albelda. Jimenez Albelda moving forward. Wanted to play it laterally over to a teammate. Thought he had Ors Navarro flanking him. And now the Marshall bench rises to their feet, and they are very upset about a perceived no call. In the meantime, West Virginia set to make 3 changes here. We take a look at the replay. And it looks as though Marshall trying to make the case that that was off of McCormick. It was Jorgensen who came in along with Crooks. And I believe Yagi was the other. We'll look at it from a different angle here. You be the judge. Nonetheless, we're back in play here. Gracia, they play it through, finds Crooks. And now a clock stoppage whistled for as Jan-Erik Leinhos goes down, grabbing the right boot. Mountaineers set to make another change. Elijah Borneo, transfer from Kentucky. Very familiar is Borneo with this facility and with Marshall as a club. Hurd will also make a change to counter. Adam LaBelle, the center back from Moreland Heights, excuse me, Moreland Hills, I should say, Ohio. Roughly 67 minutes through, and I have to tell you, I'm not sure there's a fingernail left in this facility. This has been one of those matches that has everyone on the edge of their seats, back and forth, give and go. Bell will come in. Saw 42 minutes against James Madison, scored his first career goal against the Dukes. And that season-opening win for Marshall, it was a big one, 6-1 over then number 21, James Madison. LaBelle will trigger it in from the touchline, and we're back underway. Thundering Hurd calm under pressure on the back line, able to break out as they clear it to Alves. Now forward to Yosef. Milo Yosef, strong ground cross, intercepted there by West Virginia. It was Jorgensen stepping up with the interception. And now a handful of jersey there from LaBelle, and that will bring about a free kick for West Virginia. Ryan Crooks, the man impeded upon. Both Andy Wright and Nick Noble, assistant coaches for West Virginia, have been very active in that technical area. And that will be out, they say, off West Virginia, and it'll be a throw-in given. Bella will flick it to the far side. That is where Alves will move. Considerable space ahead of him. LaBelle nearly loses the handle on that one. Has to slide it over to Masiunas. And now Diaz. Bell back to Schneider and back to Masiunas. Marshall, I should say, will reset. A probing ball played here by DeSantos, and Souza just can't settle it. Has to be frustrated with that effort as Ryan Baer will sub back on for West Virginia. Mountaineers with the throw in, and now Mountaineers with it. It's Adam Burchell. And one back by LaBelle. West Virginia may lead the all-time series 16-6-1, but make no mistake about it, it has been close. Almost every match has been close, including their last regular season meeting. They did meet in 2019, but that was part of the NCAA tournament. Last regular season match away came back in 2003. Cole Beasley drilled an 87th minute winner back in 03 in West Virginia's regular season finale to take it 1-0. West Virginia are 4-2-0 in their last 6 fixtures in Huntington. As Burchell very unhappy. Had some words there with Tammy Gilgley. Now a Thundering Herd player goes down. That brings shouts from the crowd. It's Gabriel Alves. And a free kick given to Marshall. Play resumes. Diaz. They tried to play him through off the back foot, and he goes down. Another free kick given to Marshall. Jan-Erik Leinhost set to come back on. Looked like just a knock there for the German, as now West Virginia back on the front foot. And as quickly as I get that out, the opportunity over. Snuffed out by Ali Simla. Thundering Herd have earned a result in 13 consecutive fixtures home. They have not lost here at the grounds at Hoops Family Field since they dropped a 3-2 decision to UTRGV all the way back on September 17th, 2019. That was 731 days ago. Thundering Herd have played to draws since then, but of course draws share the points. And now West Virginia trying to stretch the pitch, and that will be offside. Alves is down now, as that will bring Marshall's trainer out onto the pitch to take a look at the fullback. I mentioned during the early stages of this broadcast about how West Virginia last played a week ago, last Friday. Dan Stratford briefly touched on that on Thursday when we caught up, and he said that rest was much needed. He said, in fact, some of the lads got as much as 3 days off. And that sort of plays into what I was hinting at earlier about this match. Feels like it's going back and forth in terms of momentum and flow and speed. And at times, West Virginia, you can tell the Mountaineers are playing with somewhat of fresher legs. Simla will send it out on the near side. It's just a mistake there by Marshall's junior keeper. Mountaineers will have the throw in. Trending toward the final third now are the Mountaineers. Low cross, handled by Schneider, and just booted out by Masiunas to take the pressure off. Yosh tried to win it back for Marshall as Crooks goes down. No whistle, no foul given by Bradley Jordan. Play goes on. Crooks again has it back for West Virginia. Tries to take it deep into the corner, and that will be a corner kick. Look there at Ciro Borlat-Yagi. A 42nd minute goal for Borlat-Yagi. At the time, that had West Virginia up 2-1. As the corner comes in from the near flag, in swinging, and Simla on the far post, able to grab that. Masiunas with it and just gingerly poke it ahead to Dolabella. Flicked ahead to Linehouse. In the middle, give and go. They wanted, I believe that was Paulo Lino. That's Joao Souza. Now West Virginia against the run of play here, quickly on a counterattack. Borlat Yagi. They swing it to the far side. Could this be something here for West Virginia? And man goes down at the top of the box, and that will be a free kick given. A look here at the replay. That's Elijah Borneo, who came in minutes ago. Tried to sidestep past LaBelle, went down, clutching the boot. Looks like the right boot, and he's back up now. Marshall, their entire side of things feel hard done by that call. And this could be a real turning point here for West Virginia. You see the proximity there to the top of the box, a good overhead look at it, as Jorgensen will get things set. This is a great opportunity for West Virginia. A chance, perhaps, to put themselves back in front, take the lead for the second time, make it third time in this match. Jorgensen sends it towards Simla, and it caroms off the back of a Marshall player. That is out for a corner kick, so the Herd able to handle that opportunity well. Consecutive set-piece chances, though, for West Virginia. Mountaineers' sixth corner coming up. We see the overhead replay, and it was Vitor Diaz, the literal definition of taking one for the team. In swinging corner kick, and once again, Ali Simla is there.
Let's go, Herd! Let's go, let's go!
Dolabella gets overrun in the midfield. West Virginia able to take it away. And now joining the attack is Jorgensen. Mountaineers playing on the front foot here. "75 minutes done at Hoops Family Field. Neither team has really been able to break away from the other, knotted at 2 apiece. Diaz won it back, gave it up to Dolabella, and Dolabella gives it up to the Mountaineers. West Virginia will have the throw. Throw goes into Borlat Yagi. As they swing it around now, near side, finds its way to Jorgensen. Sidesteps Yosef. Probing toward that far post, and it's cleared out, a short clearance for Marshall. With it now Gracia. Thiessen flat out outruns Milo Yosef. Now they try a one-touch pass, and it finds its way to Crooks. Shot off the woodwork. Simla didn't know about that one. The post keeping it out. And again, headed away from goal. Finds its way to Bear. Pressure continues to live here for West Virginia. Marshall needed to get it out of the final third, and they're unsuccessful in that effort. Thiessen again, over to Gracia. Now Borneo back to Gracia, and they'll swing it around amongst the backs here. Given up to Jimenez Albelda, and it finds its way back to Gracia. Rossi, the transfer from Mercy College, I should say, as goes for goal. And that's wide of the net on the far post. To look at the first save on this stretch of good chances here for West Virginia. Shot discrepancy has closed. 8-7 now in favor of Marshall. You see just off the pipe there. As Paolo Lino will come off for Marshall. Head to Diaz from Simla. Now LaBelle will corkscrew it forward. Diaz tries to hoof it down the pitch, and it's intercepted there. Gracia takes it away. And now Crooks with it, sidesteps Diaz, and the challenge. Flicked in toward the box. Simla comes out with a strong punch, and a player is down for West Virginia. Looked as though that was Yagi, and good news is Yagi back on his feet, did so under his own power. And Simla, ooh. But Simla put it in really an unenviable spot there. You either come out and try to make a play at it and ultimately collide with Borlat Yagi, or you let the probing ball find its way to the man, and perhaps West Virginia now a goal up. It looks like Borlat Yagi will come off. Did walk off under his own power, as he's currently doing right now after being checked out by the trainers. So that is a good sign. We'll keep an eye on that situation, keep you apprised as we know more. Hoping for the best for Borlat Yagi, and we're back underway. Yunus meets the West Virginia ball with the head, and now taken back away by Bear. Trying to walk it tight on the touchline, successfully will. They swing it over to Gracia now. Kevin Morris had it for a moment, now given back up to Marshall. Wondering her, it really felt like they've been trying to bide their time, wait for an opening. Meanwhile, West Virginia, the last couple stretches down the pitch, they played with a newfound intensity, really seeking a goal that could perhaps push them across the edge. Played back to Borneo. Moving with pace is Elijah Borneo. He goes down. West Virginia keeps it alive. Now cleared away by Schneider. Now Jimenez Albeldo went down. West Virginia wanted a foul. Back to Diaz. Diaz has been hounded by several blue and gold shirts all evening. That's what happens when you're a Mac Hermann Trophy semifinalist, which Diaz was in the spring. Now Marshall really trying to find a way to get it out of this defensive third. And Dolabella guides it off of Pau Jimenez Albelda. Hurd will have the throw. And it's right into the possession of Kevin Morris, the MAC second teamer back in the spring.
Let's go, dude. Let's go. Let's go, Hurd.
Morris, one of the fifth-year seniors on this veteran-laden bunch, as Diaz is down behind the play for Marshall. Morris has played all 90 in his last 2 appearances against Marshall, 2019 and last season in Morgantown. That will force Bradley Jordan's hand as Diaz is down. Trainers will come on for Marshall, and it looks like a sub set to come on for Marshall as well. Vinny Fernandez, as mentioned, Fernandez in the midst of a career campaign, 4 goals on the year. 4 more goals will tie him with Milo Yosef for 12th most all time in Marshall program history. 5 more assists for Fernandez will move him into a 3-way tie for 9th. As you see, second-year gaffer Daniel Stratford, not a happy man at the moment. In fact, neither of these skippers have really been pleased with the official there in the substitution area. David Curley has had to hear a lot tonight. You're just now joining us along with our outstanding crew. I'm Jake Griffith. We'll have the action for you the rest of the way as we're across the 80th minute here in Huntington, West Virginia. Mountaineers opened the scoring. Marshall able to find an equalizer thanks to Pedro Dolabella. And then it was the sophomore winger Ciro Borlat Yegi in the 42nd minute that sent the Mountaineers into the dressing room with a 2-1 lead. However, Max Schneider in the 60th minute off a set piece, able to pull Marshall level with their in-state foe, as Diaz helped to his feet, and he'll gingerly walk off. Look at the replay, trying to see what could have done it, and non-contact there. Just pulls up, grabbing the right calf. We wish Diaz the best. We'll try to get more word on him. Would be a big loss for Marshall if Diaz does not return to this match. Obviously, garners a lot of attention up front. Does Omagico. Now pinpoint passing here for the Mountaineers. Able to get past several green and white shirts. Flicked on here toward the top of the box. Jorgensen was looking for a man. Thought he had Popovich there. And instead finds Marshall, who are able to handle the chance well. LaBelle thought about playing it back to Simla. Now back to LaBelle from Schneider. Again, Marshall struggling to get it out of this defensive third. And again, they give it up now. A good chance here for West Virginia if they can capitalize. LaBelle goes to ground, unsuccessful in that effort. Mountaineers thought they had a player on the overlap, and Marshall will have it back. They find Jope. Now Marshall finds Thiessen in West Virginia. Mountaineers back on the front foot here. Played through on the overlap. Sliding block there by Schneider. Max Schneider, perhaps up for consideration for man of the match, at least internally. Schneider has been all over the place. Several great defensive runs. And also the equalizer earlier in this half. Free kick given to Marshall. Yosef and Gracia. It looks like smiles around there. Don't want to assume what they're talking about, but looks like they're having fun. I hope you're having fun watching this at home. I'm sure the 3,000 in attendance here are having fun. This has been a delightful match. What a treat. A statewide showcase for the two top 10 ranked clubs here in the Mountain State. A whistle and a foul. Late whistle comes in. Bear able to win a free kick, and now Bear comes up lane. And we have our first booking of this match. Pedro Dolabella shown yellow in the 83rd minute. That answers the question of how much will Bradley Jordan tolerate. McCormick trying to swim past Schneider, and Masiunas will come out and help out his fellow defenseman. Pair of subs come on for West Virginia. Leinart back on. Olikainen. Borneo and Bear will come off. And the Mountaineers will have to throw in. Live near the 6. Trying to finish in the final third is West Virginia. They've had decent chances all evening. Only been able to put 2 home past Simla. That's a fantastic ball there by Tukeski, trying to jumpstart a West Virginia attack. Tukeski, I can tell you, he has one of the more impressive right legs of any keeper that has come through the gates here at Hoops Family Field. Forward to Dolabella. Now Dolabella will swing it to this near side. Back into the middle to Dolabella from Linehouse. And now Marshall finally able to break out, get across the midfield strike. Moving with some pace here is Marshall. Overlap to LaBelle from Yosef. A little too much weight behind that pass, and that will bring the captain, Kevin Morris, forward to clear that. This is where Marshall, this is really the Herd's bread and butter. Chance after chance, sustained attacking pressure. How many times have fans seen here at these grounds Marshall able to keep possessions alive after chances turned away that ultimately result in a goal minutes later? However, West Virginia clearly able to deal with that well. Herd retreating into their defensive third. And now Linehouse able to break out from the back line. Finds Souza on the near side. Souza, one-on-one there with Thiessen. Souza wants the angle to cross. He finds it, has Yosef, that's Jope on the far post. Yosef keeps it alive, goes for goal, and it's blocked away. Now Dolabella, the captain, he has one this evening. Back to Schneider, flicked near side to Souza. Anxiety and anticipation marking the home stands here in Hoops Family Field. Trying to will their squad on to find a goal that could put Marshall up late. LaBelle, far corner of the box. Now Dolabella with it. Back to LaBelle. Marshall will continue to bide their time. The next stoppage, a sub set to be made by either side. Pineda for West Virginia, Diaz for Marshall. And now Schneider will just belt it forward out of frustration, trying to bring an end to that play in hopes that the down player can get attended to. Just gone final in Bowling Green, Ohio. The Falcons flying high, handing 13 FIU their first loss of the campaign. Falcons able to tack on one more after that 60th minute goal. They win 2-0 home. Now FIU will look to regroup. Look here at the last thundering herd chance. The diving Ibrahima Diop on the far post. Milo Yosef tried to go for goal and had that blocked away, and Yosef will come out. Tukeski calling the shots from net. They'll send it forward on the goal kick. Diaz comes back on after the knock. Linehouse will settle it back to Masiunas. Pressure coming there from Popovic. Linehouse trying to swing past Pineda there. Successfully will. Now riding Pineda to the turf, and a free kick awarded. And a yellow card is shown to Tony Pineda. Second booking of this match, and very quickly, Bradley Jordan trying to get things back under his control. Dolabella went into the book in the 82nd minute, and now Pineda will go into the book in the 87th. Pineda, the transfer from High Point, was the Big South Freshman of the Year back in 2018. And now he's seeing yellow. Linehouse, an ironclad right foot, trying to curl it toward the top of the box. As LaBelle, pressure coming from behind by Pineda, and LaBelle makes the smart play back to Simla. Oliver Simla helping guide Marshall to a national championship back in 2020. In the process, Simla 11 clean sheets, which is both an NCAA single season and Marshall single season record. Souza tries to play it through to Schneider, and that will bring about a quick whistle from Bradley Jordan as Schneider taken down on the overlap, and Marshall will have another free kick. Quick look at the replay. Jimenez Albelda just bumping into Schneider. '87th minute. Excuse me, the 88th, that is. 88th minute. A reminder that if we stay knotted at 2 apiece, after 90 minutes of play, we will head to golden goal extra time. But first, the final 2 minutes. Dolabella will try to run that down on the far side. Takes a shove there from behind, and now Dolabella getting locked up. Corner of the box. It works its way back to Diaz. Diaz finds Linehouse. Will flick it on ahead. Schneider tries the bicycle goal kick. My goodness, that would have been a peach of a goal for Max Schneider. Look at the replay. Would have been some finish there for the German. Instead, Tukeski will just boot it downfield. And it looks increasingly like we will head to golden goal extra time, as if the Mountain State Derby needed any more reason to have fans on the edge of their seats. As Diaz tries to run it past the defender, now blocks the cross. Marshall perhaps with a chance here late, and no. I believe they say that off the hand of Vitor Diaz.
7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Linehouse will hoof it back down toward
galera,
Tukeski. 90 minutes, not enough to determine the outcome of the 24th all-time Mountain State Derby.
Deixa eu até diminuir aqui um pouquinho, peraí.
We will head to break here on ESPN+.
Overtime
Number
é
4
um
and number 6.
intervalo
9-2
rapidão,
will be back.
e aí vai para o overtime. O overtime, para quem não sabe, é uma prorrogação, 2 tempos de 10 minutos com um gol de ouro. Então quem fizer, acaba o jogo, pode tirar a camisa e ir para a torcida, enfim. Acaba o jogo mesmo. Fechado? Ó, o Matheus perguntou, cadê o PC? O PC voltou jogando no segundo tempo. O Paulo, né, jogou no Corinthians, no Orlando City, e depois foi substituído. Não sei se ele estava aí no final, mas ele estava jogando no segundo tempo. E a galera aqui do futebol, acho que era onde o Gabriel jogava antes aqui no Brasil, né, de Atibaiense. Então o Gabriel estava jogando na lateral esquerda, acredito que o jogo inteiro, acho que ele não saiu em nenhum momento. Trazei o Rafa para a gente comentar esse segundo tempo e expectativas para o overtime. O overtime é só um intervalo rapidão, não vai ficar muito tempo por aí não. Então nem vou tirar a transmissão, a gente vai acompanhando aqui. Fala, Rafa, com emoção agora, imagina se entra essa bike do Max aí no final, né? Meu Deus do céu.
Sim. Na falta dele, eu tava torcendo pro Max não bater também. Deixa o Max bater, mano. Peraí.
Mas também acho que ele tava lá mais para enganar, né? Alguma coisa, porque eu acho difícil ele bater. Podia até estar o Vitor Dias, né? Que o Vitor Dias é canhoto, era uma falta central, podia ser para destro ou para canhoto. E aí, seu irmão, que é o especialista em falta, até comentou aí na hora, né? Será que ele guardava dali? Acho que guardava, né? Ganhou até do Marcos Assunção no YouTube.
O Daco brincou comigo que se ele tivesse no jogo contra o Indiana, o jogo tinha sido 1-1, que Indiana teve uma falta contra a Marshall no pé da área. Aí fosse Indiana tivesse me recrutado. Mas jogo bom, cara. WVU teve a gente diria que teve uns 20 minutos ali que dominou. Deu bola
teve bola no travessão, né?
Aquela saída do goleiro do Oliver salvou, que ele socou a bola, depois eles se colidiram, né? Foi por poucos segundos, mas eu acho que Marshall podia, se WVU vai subir alto, eles têm o Overmars, que é um dos caras mais rápidos do país, eu acho que tem entre os top 20, o Ganês, e botar o Ganês para jogar bola longa, né? O Vitor sentiu a posterior, tem que ver o que aconteceu. O João, né, teve um belo lance que pedalou e cruzou, e o quase fez para um detalhe, mas é um jogão, cara. Eu acho que a intensidade do jogo, você vê que é jogo de momentos. Quando o WVU tá no campo de Marshall, é muito difícil de sair. Quando o Marshall entra no campo de WVU tocando bola, é muito difícil para eles saírem também. Então, acho que é um jogo de momentos e tem que aproveitar, né? E as transições no meio campo, você vê que o jogo fica muito pouco no meio campo uma vez que se quebra a marcação, né? Mas WVU muito organizada na pressão, com 5 na frente. Joga num 4-5-1, só que você vê que eles pressionam muito bem com 5. Marshall, algumas vezes, Marshall é um time que consegue quebrar muito fácil a marcação, e hoje, por uns 20 minutos, aí sofreu para quebrar a marcação inicial, a pressão inicial, né?
Agora, eu achei que o West Virginia até respondeu bem, né? Porque ela veio, igual você falou, realmente para trás. Na hora que teve o gol ali, eu achei que ia quebrar aquilo. Pô, veio toda fechadinha, toma um gol rápido, mas acabou mantendo bem, né? Então foi realmente um jogo bom.
E você vê que eles não deixam os jogadores centrais, por exemplo, o Pedro, o Vini, hoje foi um jogo que não teve muito espaço para ele. O Marshall consegue entrar pelos lados muito, né? Mas dificilmente você vê a Marshall.
Não, mas achei que ia ser melhor também no segundo tempo, mas são os gols, provavelmente, né?
Sim. Falta de muito bem batida do Max, né, cara? No pé da trave.
E aquilo também, né? O goleiro dá um passo para a esquerda, não tem mais como voltar. E a bola já tinha passado da barreira quando ele foi ver.
E o Max bate firme.
E a curva saindo também, né? A bola vem meio que pro goleiro, ele devia achar que ia... mas não chegou nem perto de pegar também, não.
Eu acho que ele dá um passo para dentro antes dele bater. Aí ele não tinha nem como. Ele dá um passo para o outro lado. Bem demais. E
esse momento agora aí provavelmente só motivação, né? Nem volta pro vestiário, só tem que falar aí no campo, rapidinho já vai voltar.
Sim, mas agora que é a importância de Marshall ter o Ibramaba no banco, o Overmars, que é o ganês. Então agora é hora de você usar o 12º, 13º, 14º jogador, né? Porque depois dessa intensidade aí, muitos jogadores não conseguem manter, né?
Overtime é pesado mesmo, ainda mais jogo intenso do jeito que foi. Marshall é aquilo, ele só substitui a linha de frente, né? Ali atrás, o Pedro joga o jogo inteiro, o Max também, então cansa também quem é volante ali. O jogo no meio muito intenso é difícil. Mas a torcida tá apavorando. Deixa eu até botar o áudio aqui.
Eu e minha esposa, a Becca, ela tá maluca aqui em casa. Tá gritando.
Não, mas é bom, acho que vai ser um final aquilo. Tudo deu certo nos Nationals, agora também é aquele final de filme, né? Estádio lotado, gol no overtime é aquilo. Gol no overtime, já falei, juiz não é nem doido de anular. Na hora que fizer o gol, a torcida invade, tira a camisa, não tem mais o que fazer, acabou. Voltou com o PC ali na frente, né, o Paulo?
Sim, acho bom agora. Eu já tinha esquecido dele, muito bom botar ele, Overmars, o Bramaba, que estão aqui. Mas é isso então, Marcelo, vou deixar sair.
É isso, vamos soltar aí.
Valeu. Match immediately comes to mind. Golden goal winner in ET over Indiana. Played through extra time against number 1 Clemson back in the spring. Fordham as well. And we are underway for the first 10-minute half of Golden Goal Extra Time live on ESPN+. And it's the Mountaineers trying to stretch the pitch early in this first period of extra time. Linehouse throws it in as anxious Marshall supporters look on. And it will be a West Virginia throw in. Hurd give it back. Since 2019, Marshall boasts an 11-3-2 mark against ranked opposition. They've won 6 of their last 8 against top 25 clubs, dating back to their 2-0 win home against Charlotte to claim the conference crown early in extra time and just missing the near post. Paolo Lino very nearly put this match to bed. It was not to be, and Tikeski incensed, unhappy with the defending in front of him. A nifty ball played through to Lino, was hounded by a defender, and whoa, so close was Paolo Lino. Players crowd in front of Tikeski. Linehouse was just about set to take that. And Bradley Jordan brought it into the extracurriculars. Nonetheless, corner will come from the iron-footed Linehouse from the near flag. In swinging, Tikeski bats it out with the left hand, and it'll be a corner kick for Marshall at the opposite flag. Good look here from overhead on the Marshall chance, and you see just how close. It looks like Tikeski may have even gotten a piece of that potentially. Diaz in swinging corner, headed high into the air, and controlled by West Virginia, at least for a moment. Crooks almost lost his footing, but it is West Virginia cool under pressure for a moment. They try to clear it away. Alves will win it back for Marshall. Diaz could keep it on the far touchline. There you see why former Marshall player Jamil Roberts christened him the Magician. Nifty ball moves there for Diaz. Now Marshall on it. They play it out wide into the empty area. Yosef wants the cross. Able to shake free of the defender. Now Yosef tries to step back inside, and they say no foul. Hurd unhappy with the no call. And now Dos Santos will guide it off the body there of Pineda, and the advantage looked like it may have been played for a moment, and now yellow card comes out. Kyle Leinart goes into the book as Vinicius Fernandez went down. Marshall will have a free kick. Marshall are 1-0-2 in their last 3 extra time matches home. Lone win in that span came last year against FIU. Nathan Dos Santos netted the match winner as Yosef chips it back in and just headed over goal. Would have been a cracking finish for Nathan Dos Santos, the aforementioned player, shades of the FIU match back in 2020. Inches over the bar.
Nossa, essa bola aí lembrou a cabeçada
These
que deu
Marshall
o título
fans can
nacional que
perhaps
o cara da
feel a
Indiana
goal.
perdeu, né? Então,
West Virginia
difícil, mas o
have
Marshall
dealt with the
muito
crowd
mais
well
inteira
all
no
evening
overtime,
long.
né? Acredito que até no físico isso possa fazer diferença. E a torcida
And a
também.
whistle and a foul. Marshall impeded the man, so the Mountaineers will have a free kick. It is very much so a testament to Daniel Stratford and this coaching staff for how this club has handled adversity on the road. This is just West Virginia's second match away. They started the season out against Robert Morris, a 2-0 victory. But they've played 4 consecutive at home, and they have not been rattled. Fernandez sidesteps Crooks. Now advantage play to West Virginia. No, excuse me, a foul given to Marshall, that is. And Crooks has some serious words for Bradley Jordan on his way back up.
So do we think the governor's still here sitting in the press box, or did he leave?
Daniel Stratford feels a bit hard done by Bradley Jordan there on that foul. Now Yosef goes down, collision with a Mountaineer, and another free kick given. This is the first time Marshall has needed extra time against a Division I non-league foe at home. Since October 16th, 2018, they won against Northern Kentucky 2-1 that year in just Chris Grassie's second season at the helm. Diaz, the ground cross, they try the one-touch pass from Dos Santos, and the Herd weren't ready for it. And now a chance here potentially for West Virginia. The advantage is played by Jordan. And the Herd will play it back to Simla. It was Bear who went down behind the play, and West Virginia not able to capitalize on that advantage. We saw West Virginia's senior forward, Ike Swiger, go down midway through the first half. We have not seen Swiger return on the other end. Marshall against the run of play here. Yosef with a counterattack for the Herd. Top of the box to Fernandez. Back to Dolabella, and that just caught Dolabella flat-footed. You saw the facial expression, but a well-timed sliding challenge from Dos Santos, and the Herd win it back. A handful of stout defensive plays for Marshall. Trying to play Lino through, and Lino just didn't slice through enough. Heads-up interception there by Gracia. Now Mountaineers with 4 blue shirts forward. And a whistle will come in to stop play. As a player is down, I believe that's Vinny Fernandez.
Stop arguing with the ref. He already gave you the free penalty ticket.
LaBelle and Souza set to come back on for Marshall. Popovich, as well as Burchell and McCormick, the three prepared to come on as a change for West Virginia. Now we have another Marshall player down. This time it's Gabriel Alves.
Come over to here and sit down. Oh, wait, that's a different one.
Subbing in for Marshall, number 11, Joel Souza. Also subbing in for Marshall, number 14, Adam LaBelle.
This will be the time required to make the changes, at least the Marshall changes. LaBelle and Souza come back on. And now Dan Stratford will make his changes, two of them.
Subbing in for WVU, number 11, Luke Cook, number 24, Adam Portell.
As this stoppage in play continues, the clock is not running though. And it will get back underway with a drop ball as Lino will just boot it down the pitch. "13 shots for Marshall, 7 for West Virginia, 6 have been on frame for the Herd, 3 for West Virginia. And now the Mountaineers will have a free kick. Morris angling toward Leinart, cleared away momentarily, and it finds its way back to Gracia. Now West Virginia trying to find something here, a little too much weight behind that pass. Tried to play the man through, and Leinart. Kyle Leinart, whose father played at University of Charleston and then later transferred to Clemson. A reminder that Marshall Athletics is once again streaming this fall on Watch ESPN and ESPN Plus. You can download the ESPN app by searching ESPN in your phone's app store. The ESPN app. One app, one tap.
1 minute, what's on the clock?
109th minute now at Hoops Family Field. Excuse me. 99th, I should say. My math is bad. Nobody says journalists and commentators are good at math. If no one finds goal in the next roughly half a minute, we will head to another 10-minute extra time session, also golden goal. And of course, that's where the 110 could come into play. But nonetheless, closing in on the 100th minute in Huntington, West Virginia.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
100 minutes comes to a close. We have not decided a victor yet. 2-2 knotted up in Huntington, West Virginia. The 24th incarnation of the Mountain State
galera,
Derby
vamos
will
pro
need
segundo
at least
overtime e
a
só
second
lembrando
extra
também
time
que
session.
agora
After
é
that,
só
it
uma
will
troca de
end
lado,
deadlocked at 2.
rápido.
We'll be
Só
back
conversa
on
pouquinho,
ESPN
então
Plus
nem
for the start
vou trazer o
of
Rafa, não vou
ET
soltar a
Period
transmissão.
2. Don't go anywhere.
Mais 10 minutos, Vitor Dias com cãibra ali no meio campo, até ele chamou o número 9 para trocar. Então é isso, mais 10 minutos. Se tiver gol, acabou, gol de ouro. Se não, aí dá o empate para os dois times, né? Não é ponto, porque não é jogo da conferência, mas realmente decreta o empate, não tem pênalti. Beleza? Então mais 10 minutos, gol acabou, empatou, empate mesmo. E legal ver isso, galera, tipo, criança no estádio, porque eles apoiam muito as faculdades e é legal também falar disso pelo crescimento do futebol. Todo mundo, os estudiosos que estão lá, mostram que as gerações mais novas dos Estados Unidos estão gostando muito mais de futebol, em comparação com o beisebol, que são os mais velhos que gostam. Então, que os Estados Unidos vai virar uma potência no futebol é questão de tempo. Essa geração nova que está crescendo está gostando mais de futebol, então isso vai trocar não, mas vai mudar as preferências de esportes do americano. Então a gente vai estar acompanhando tudo isso.
Marshall men, West Virginia men, University of Charleston men at the Division II level, West Virginia's women's club, who is also number 15 in the nation as it stands in the latest United Soccer Coaches poll. West Virginia has almost, I don't want to say overnight, but sort of out of nowhere turned into the soccer capital of the United States. A lot of eyes on this contest all across the nation, and we're back underway. Will there be a winner decided? The man goes down. That is Jorgensen after the push from Diaz, and free kick quickly taken by West Virginia. Not wasting any time, or the Mountaineers. Now West Virginia coming out of the break with pace, that brief break between extra time halves. Ibrahima Diop, the UConn transfer, checked in right at the start of ET2. Now quick fire passing for Marshall, given up to Diop. Now LaBelle shifts past McCormick, ahead to Yosef here. Finds Diop, corner of the box. Back to Yosef at the top. Wanted to play a man through. Unsuccessful in that venture. Line host will fire it toward Tekeski, and Tekeski at full stretch. That was marked for the lower bottom corner of the net. And Tekeski said, everybody calm down. West Virginia fans can breathe a sigh of relief. We stay level. It does concede a corner. And we look at it here. Diaz and line host, they share the corner taking responsibilities. Diaz will take it from the near flag. Low line drive, it trickled through, and no one on the receiving end. The whole left side of the net wide open had Marshall been able to put it home. Looks like Schneider actually, as we slow that down, Schneider I think got a piece of it. Just couldn't guide it into the area he wanted. Mountaineers down, play continues on. And now a foot race here. Can the man catch up to it? He cannot. Not sure, I believe that's Elijah Borneo. Marshall and West Virginia players getting tangled up as Schneider falls over a down Mountaineer. It was Borneo. And that will force a whistle from Bradley Jordan. Free kick awarded to West Virginia, who have cracked the top 5 in the United Soccer Coaches poll for the first time since October 31st, 2006, as we see a replay of the foul. This players simply getting tangled up. That season, West Virginia finished 15-3-3. They claimed a Big East crown and made it to the NCAA tournament. However, after achieving that rank, West Virginia went 1-2-1 over their next 4 matches to close out the year. Dangerous ball whipped in, and Simla is right there. West Virginia, had they been able to put maybe that in a little bit more of a dangerous spot. That could have been something. They try to play it through to Jope. Jope goes down, and Diaz is also down behind the play. A fantastic opportunity on the other end for Thiessen, who put the header on Simla. We'll take a look at the replay of the chance. Talk about a probing ball from Jorgensen. Well placed, right on the noggin of Bjorn Thiessen. Diaz still getting looked at by the trainers. A look here at Ibrahima Jope, who went down at the front of the play. Behind the play was Vitor Diaz. Diaz went down with a knock earlier in the second half. Set out a handful of minutes and eventually returned, but now for a second time needing to be helped to his feet. Simla will boot it over to the far side. And a little too much, to say the least, weight behind that for Oliver Simla. Only one prior match in this series has ended in a draw. You have to go all the way back to 1985, October 30th to be exact. That ended in a 0-0 draw in Morgantown. Sozo wanted to play it forward to Jope. And now Powell, Jimenez Albelda, forward to McCormick. Played through into the empty area. Man was running toward, that was Burchell towards Simla. Burchell, the hero against Pitt, scored the match winner, did the transfer from University of Charleston. And now a turnover here for Marshall. Bad spot for a turnover. Have to love it if you're the Mountaineers. And now a real chance here. Could be some teeth to this attack for WVU. And it's snuffed out briefly by Marshall, trying to clear the lines. And they successfully do just that. And Masiunas will make the smart play, will fire that out, allow the herd to recover. I think that might have been Popovich who had it there, top of the box, crossing back in, just couldn't get a shot in on goal. As Dos Santos going to run past Borneo, the Kentucky transfer. Dos Santos goes down, free kick given. Schneider fires it ahead, intercepted by West Virginia. It was Gracia that had it, played it ahead to Jimenez Albelda. And now held up over there on the far corner of the box. A yellow card will be shown to LaBelle. You see right there on the replay, a brief grab and tug with the right hand. Burchell turned around, and that was enough. "107th yellow. Officially, that says it goes down in the book as Nathan Dos Santos, but that looked like Adam LaBelle in the 14 shirt. So LaBelle will get the yellow. And now a chance for West Virginia, perhaps on a set piece. Comes in, towards Simla, keeps it out of goal. Ali Simla up to the task again, and Linehouse clears it. And the flag comes up far side. Marshall can breathe a sigh of relief. Simla notches his third save, and now we'll have a free kick. Near side to Linehouse, tangled up with Burchell. Now Popovich tied up with Masiunas. Masiunas going right back at Popovich, and he takes the man down. In fact, they tangle up with each other, and it will be a free kick given to West Virginia as Masiunas is down. And that will be a straight red shown to Luke McCormick. West Virginia will play down a man for the conclusion. Luke McCormick has been sent off. Tempers flaring here in Huntington as Masiunas is down. I don't know what McCormick did. Look here at the replay. It was Popovich and Masiunas getting tangled up. Masiunas goes down and stays down. And let's see what McCormick does. And our camera angle just cuts off. That was the outstretched left arm there on the left-hand side of your screen of Luke McCormick. As Burchell will come out. Ryan Baer on. West Virginia will play with 10 men for the final 2 minutes and 36 seconds of this contest. As Daniel Stratford looks on, was not happy with McCormick. And now we have a different replay angle here as McCormick incensed at the call and comes in from way off screen, heads toward Masiunas. And it looks as though said the magic words did Luke McCormick as ball whipped in towards Simla, and he will make the grab. The complexion of this match has changed. The question is, can Marshall capitalize? As now Schneider gets tangled up. And Stratford letting the official hear it in Bradley Jordan. Under an 8th minute now, as Masiunas will take it from Linehouse. Flicked in towards Schneider, and Tikeski way away from his home in net. A gamble there, and Tikeski sure-handed makes the snag. As he waves players forward. Ball caroms to Jimenez Albelda. Jimenez Albelda gives it up to Popovich. Disrupted there by Dolabella. Now Popovich able to get it past Ibrahima Diop. West Virginia wanted the foul call. And now they'll flick it on and ahead to Borneo, and Borneo was offside.
One minute left in the contest.
Now this has become quite the pulsating affair at Hoops Family Field. Has been all night long. A whistle and a foul against Marshall. And now the Mountaineers look like they'll take their time getting set for this free kick.
Galera, o juizão parece estar doido pro jogo acabar empatado. Não tá parando o relógio, tá dando falta toda hora. Aí não teve jogo, sei lá, faltando 5 minutos. Não teve mais jogo, então é provavelmente isso. Vamos deixar acabar aqui.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5.
West Virginia has the throw in. Jan-Erik Leinhost will hoof it away. And for the first time since 1985, the Mountain State Derby ends in a deadlock.
Então é isso, galera. Empate.
Old friends
jogaço,
embrace
como a
once
gente tá falando,
again.
provavelmente
Marshall
duas
and
equipes
West
vão estar nos
Virginia played
nacionais,
to a
então pode ser que ainda
2-2
tenha
draw in
um
Huntington,
confronto
West
por aí
Virginia.
nas fases de nacionais. Vou deixar esse finalzinho da
For
transmissão
both
para
these
fechar.
sides, it's
Valeu
their
todo mundo que
second draw
acompanhou,
of the
os familiares
season.
dos jogadores brasileiros, o Maurício, o pai do Pedrão, se estiver assistindo. Parabéns de novo pelos
And you
filhos.
see the
Queríamos a
exhausted
vitória nesse
looks
jogo aí
on
comemorativo,
everyone's
com a casa
face.
cheia, mas
That
enfim,
110 took so
não é
much
nada
out of
ruim
these
empatar
players
com
who
o
laid
número
it on
4
the
do West
line
Virginia, como
for
o coach
both
Rafa
their
falou.
respective
Proposta que
schools
eles
and
chegaram, de
clubs.
chegar bem
Neither
fechadinho,
team
mas
can claim
é
bragging
isso. Vamos
rights.
ver quando vai ser o próximo jogo que a gente
this
pode
year.
transmitir. Joga contra Akron, enfim. Vamos
West
continuar nesse
Virginia
contato aí. Valeu,
leads
galera.
the
Boa
all-time
noite, boa
series
sexta,
now
bom final de semana pra todo
16-6
mundo.
and
Até mais.
2. Marshall outshoots the Mountaineers 15-9, 6-5 on frame, but it is a 2-2 deadlock the entire way. For our outstanding crew, I'm Jake Griffith saying so long from Huntington, West Virginia, where our final score is Marshall 2, West Virginia 2. All matches streaming live on Watch ESPN or archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of ESPN. We will see you Tuesday night for Akron and Marshall.